Hello, my name's Emily. I'm here today because a couple of you guys asked for a tutorial on how I did my cover of Indigo on the guitar, so let's do it. Okay, so first we're going to start with the intro. The first chord we're going to play is a major 7th chord. First, we're going to take our index finger on the 6th string on the 8th fret, and then you skip the 5th string and you place your ring finger on the 9th fret on the 4th string. Next, you take your pinky and right below your ring finger on the 3rd string on the 9th fret, that's where you put your pinky. And lastly, you put your middle finger on the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And I'm not going to play the 5th string and the 1st string, and it should sound like this. The next chord that we're going to play is a movable 7th chord. So basically, I'm going to just move my index finger 1 fret down, so I'm on that 7th fret. And next, like the last chord, I'm going to skip the 5th string, and I'm going to put my middle finger on the 7th fret on the 4th string. Next, I'm going to place my pinky on the 8th fret of the 3rd string, and lastly, I'm going to put my ring finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. And like the last chord, without playing the 5th and the 1st string, it should sound like this. If we play those two chords one after another, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next chord, the 3rd chord, it's very easy. Just take all your fingers off and play the exact 4 strings you've been playing, so not the 5th and the 1st, and you just play it. So it should sound like this. So if we play those 3 chords, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 4th chord, you know that major 7th chord we played for the 1st chord? It's the exact same finger positioning, I guess, except it's on the 3rd fret, and it should sound like this. So if we play those 4 chords together, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's one more kind of progression, I guess, that we go through in the intro, and the first 3 chords are exactly the same, except the 4th chord, instead of playing this major 7th down on the 3rd fret, it's just an E chord all the way at the bottom. First, I'll put my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, my ring finger on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then my index finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. And I'm just going to play the same 4 strings I've been playing throughout, and it should sound like this. So if we play the whole intro, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all the chords that we're going to be playing in the intro. Now we're going to incorporate the plucking patterns. What I do is, on the 1st and 3rd chords that I'm playing, I'm just plucking from the bottom to the top, just one at a time. like that. And then on the second and fourth chords, I'm playing them straight, like that. If I play it in time, it'll sound like this. Hopefully you guys can understand me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that's how I play the intro of the song. Okay, next we're going to do the verses. The chord progression for the verses is actually the exact same as the intro, except I add some slaps in. I kind of add a slap every third beat. I just slap all the strings. I have my hand like this when I slap it. I get a lot of scratches by doing that, but that's just how I do it, okay? If I add a slap to every third beat, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that's basically the verse. Okay, next we're going to go over the pre-chorus. We're going to play a new chord now. So if you go all the way to the 12th fret, which is double dots, if you have dots, you take your index finger and you place it on that 12th fret on the 6th string. Then, again, you skip the 5th string and you put your middle finger on the 12th fret on the 4th string. And then you place your ring finger on the 12th fret of the 3rd string, and lastly your pinky on the 12th fret on the 2nd string. And just playing those 4 strings, it should sound like this. So the next chord, I don't even know what to call it, but I have it somewhere on the screen. So basically what it is first you take your middle finger, you're gonna skip the 6th string now, and you place your middle finger on the 5th string on the 10th fret. Then you place your index finger on the 4th string on the 9th fret, and then you place your ring finger on the 10th fret on the 3rd string. And lastly, you place your pinky on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. And this time, I'm just going to play all of the inner strings, not the 6th string and the 1st string, and it should sound like this. So if we play those 2 chords together, they should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next 2 chords are the same chords as the first 2 chords of the verses. So if we play it all together, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, those are all the chords I use for the pre-chorus. Now for the plucking pattern. What I do is first I play the bottom string, then I play the next string, then I play the next 2 strings. On the first beat I pluck the 6th string, and then on the next beat I pluck the 4th string, and then on the next beat, or the 3rd beat, I play the 3rd and the 2nd. And throughout most of the pre-chorus, this is how I go through it. It would sound like this in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, on the second time I go through this chord progression, because we go through that 2 times in the pre-chorus. When I get to the last 2 chords, I play all of the strings at once. So if I play them in time, it sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you understand that. But so basically if I play the whole pre-chorus, it sounds like this. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that's the whole pre-chorus. Now next we're going to do the chorus. The chorus is almost the same as the verse, except I do this transition. When I get to this open chord on the 2nd time and the 4th time around, instead of playing the open chord, I play the E chord. And then the next chord I play is, so it's almost a minor 7th on the 3rd fret, except I'm lifting my middle finger and my ring finger, and I'm just playing those 4 strings, not the 5th and the 1st. And it should sound like that. So those 2 chords sound like this together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next chord, I slide up to the 5th fret and I place those 2 fingers down again. So it is a minor 7th. Those 3 chords together should sound like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The last chord I play in this little transition part is this minor 7th on the 7th fret. And then I go back to the 1st chord in the progression, which is this one. So if I play it all in time, it sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. So if I play the chord progression for the chorus, it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. You just play that 2 times through, and then you go back to the verse. In the 2nd verse, the 2nd time I get to this open chord, instead of playing the open chord, I'm going to play the E chord, and I'm going to play all the strings at the same time. I'm going to kind of hit it 2 times. In time it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and so yeah, instead of playing this open chord, I'm going to play the E chord. And then the next chord that I play is, it's the major 7th chord on the 3rd fret. So I go from the E to the major 7th on the 3rd fret. And then the last chord in this little transition part that I play, so I go from the major 7th on the 3rd fret to a minor 7th on this 7th fret. And then after this chord, I go right back to the 1st chord in the progression, the major 7th on the 8th fret. So if I play it in time on that 2nd time I go through the chord progression, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. If we play the 2nd verse all the way through, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. lastly, for the outro part that I do, I go through basically the exact same as the chorus 2 times more, except on the last time when I do this transition part, I stay on this 3rd chord and I just let it fade. So if I play it while singing, it would sound like under the indigo, indigo. Yeah, that's the song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the sun is shining and my face is illuminated. Well, I hope you guys were able to learn something, if anything. If you were able to play this song after watching this video, I congratulate you. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.